The Melayu Kingdom was a classical Southeast Asian kingdom. The primary sources for much of the information on the kingdom are the New History of the Tang, and the memoirs of the Chinese Buddhist monk Yijing, who visited in 671, and states was absorbed by Srivijaya by 692, but had broken away by the end of the 11th century according to Chao Jukua. The exact location of the kingdom is the subject of studies among historians. One theory is that the kingdom was established around present-day Jambi on Sumatra, Indonesia, approximately 300 kilometers north of Palembang. According to this theory, it was founded by ethnic groups in the Batanghari River area and gold traders from the Minangkabau hinterland. The theory is disputed as the geographical location of Jambi contradicts the descriptions by Yijing, who explicitly mentioned that the kingdom is located halfway between Kachar and Buffa. Etymology. The origins of the word Melayu are disputed. One theory suggests that it is derived from the Javanese terms Melayu or Mlayu, to describe the strong current of a river in Sumatra that today bore the name Sungai Melayu. The name was later possibly adopted by the Melayu Kingdom, as it is common for people in the region to be known by the name of the river on which they settled. Another theory holds that it originates from the Tamil words Mulayana, meaning mountain, and city, land, respectively. An early literary appearance was in Vayu Purana, where the word Malaya Dvipa was mentioned, referring to the mountainous terrain of Malay Peninsula. Then, the term Malu Colon was used in geography by Ptolemy, which is believed to have originated from the Sanskrit term Malayakolam or Malayakram, referring to a geographical part of Malay Peninsula. In 7th century, the first use of the term for a nation or a kingdom was recorded by Yijing. An inscription on the south wall of the 11th century Brihadiswara temple also made a reference to Malaya, a kingdom that had a strong mountain for its rampart in Malay Peninsula that fell to the Chola invaders during Rajendra Chola I's campaign. In the later Yuan dynasty and Ming dynasty, the word Melayu was mentioned often in Chinese historical texts, with changes in spelling due to the time span between the dynasties, to refer to a nation near the southern sea. Among the terms used was Boklayu, Moklayu, Maliyu, Ulayu, traced from the written source of Mungshanzang, and Wulayu. In the Chronicle of Yuan dynasty, the word Maliyu was mentioned in describing the Sukhothai kingdom's southward expansion against Malay states of the peninsula. Animosity occurred between Siam and Maliyu, with both killing each other. In response to the Sukhothai's move, a Chinese envoy arrived at the Ramkhamharam's court in 1295 bearing an imperial order, "Keep your promise and do no evil to Maliyu." This nation of Maliyu that appeared in the Chinese record, possibly a similar nation that was mentioned by the famous Venetian traveler Marco Polo, who lived during the same period. In Travels of Marco Polo, he made a reference to a kingdom named Malaya in the Malay Peninsula. The Khmer recorded the nation of Melayu. However, its progeny Srivijaya was also called Melayu. According to the translation by Slamet Maiana, the word Boom Malayu is inscribed on the Padang Roko inscription, dated 1286 CE. According to the inscription, Boom Malayu is associated with the Dharmasraya kingdom. On the Amorphapasa inscription, dated 1347 CE, the word Malayapura was proclaimed by Aditya Warman, again referring to Dharmasraya. The word Melayu is also mentioned in the Malay annals referring to a river in Sumatra. Here now is the story of a city called Palembang in the land of Andalas. It was ruled by Demang Lebar Dawn, a descendant of Raja Shulan, and its river was the Muara Tang. In the upper reaches of the Muara Tang was a river called Melayu, and on that river was a hill called Seguntang Mahamaru. Yijing's account. On his route for maritime Southeast Asia, Yijing visited Srivijaya twice, where he stayed from 688 to 695, studying and translating the original texts in Sanskrit. Srivijaya appears to have been flourishing around the time of Yijing's visit, which he initially called Boffa. During his first visit, at its greatest extent, the kingdom extended to Melayu, which seems to have been annexed to have come spontaneously under the realm of Boffa Prince. The whole country as well as the capital received the name Sri Boffa or Srivijaya. The change of the name Melayu to Sri Boffa is likely to have occurred before Yijing's time or during his stay there, for whenever he mentions Melayu by name, he added that it is now changed to Sri Boffa. The following extract from Yijing's work, a record of Buddhist practices sent home from the Southern Sea, further describes his route via Boffa and Melayu. Wu Hing came to Boffa after a month's sail. The king received him very favorably and respected him as a guest from the land of the Son of Heaven of the great Tang. He went on board the king's ship to the country of Melayu and arrived there after 15 days' sail. Thence he went to Kachar again after 15 days. At the end of winter he changed ship and sailed to the west. Further, for the determination of the location of Sri Boffa Melayu, Yijing furnishes the following. In the country of Sri Boffa, we see the shadow of the dial plate become neither long nor short in the middle of the 8th month, and at midday no shadow falls from a man who is standing on that day, so it is in the middle of spring. Thus it can be inferred that the country of Sri Boffa covered the place lying on the equator, and the whole county therefore must have covered the northeast side of Sumatra, from the southern shore of Malacca to the city of Palembang, extending at least 5 degrees, having the equatorial line at about the center of the kingdom. According to Yijing, Hinayana Buddhism was predominantly adopted in Srivijaya, represented for the most part by the Mullazavastivada school. However, there were few Mahayanists in Melayu. Gold seems to have been abundant in the kingdom, where people used to offer the Buddha a lotus flower of gold and used golden jars. Moreover, people of the kingdom wear a type of longcloth and used fragrant oil. Further, Melayu had access to gold-producing areas in the hinterland of Sumatra. This slowly increased the prestige of Melayu, which traded various local goods, including gold, with foreigners. Center of Srivijaya. Between 1079 and 1088, Chinese records show that Srivijaya sent ambassadors from Jambi and Palembang. In 1079 in particular, an ambassador from Jambi and Palembang each visited China. Jambi sent 2 more ambassadors to China in 1082 and 1088. This suggests that the center of Srivijaya frequently shifted between the 2 major cities during that period. The Chola expedition and as well as changing trade route weakened Palembang, allowing Jambi to take the leadership of Srivijaya from the 11th century on. Demise. In 1275, Kretanagara of the Singhasari kingdom took advantage of Srivijaya's decline and sent a military expedition to establish Javanese control of Melayu. Embassies were sent to China in 1299 and 1301. Mafasa Kabo Lemba was a general of Singhasari who conquered Srivijaya and Melayu in 1288, almost a century after taking over Palembang's role as the center of an empire. Jambi and Srivijaya experienced decline in influence. This was caused by a change of policy by the Song dynasty to no longer accept ambassadors from Srivijaya and Jambi's inability to cope with changing scenario. Instead of the Jambi controlling the trade through tributary system, traders were allowed to trade directly. According to George.The, by the beginning of the 14th century, Melayu remained the only Sumatranese state of some political importance, and it had become the refuge of Indian culture in opposition to the sultanates of the north that were already Islamized or in the process of becoming so. Melayu's last prince Parameswara, in the year 1347, Gajah Mada, the military leader of Majapahit, installed Aditya Warman as the king of Melayu to prevent the revival of Srivijaya. Aditya Warman later conquered Tanah Datar to take control of the gold trade and founded a kingdom in Pagaruyung. In the year 1377, the Majapahit defeated Palembang and ended efforts to revive Srivijaya. The last prince of Srivijayan origin, Parameswara, fled to Tamashik to seek refuge before moving farther north, where he founded what would become the Malacca Sultanate.